Yo, welcome back everybody. Today we have gameplay from the most recent Lobby Legends event where I'm one of the registered co-casters, casting all of the games over on Twitch for the final 2 days of the event, and took the best of the best, put it into a YouTube video and figured, you know what? Share the gameplay with a bunch of people that might not have caught the event. This is not my gameplay. This is the top 8 with 8 of the best players in the world this season, and one of the best games that we've seen in quite some time. All right. Enjoy. All right, game 6. No beast. Murlocs are in. No pirate, no naga, no demon. Fortunately, mechs are in. Damn, I'm getting tired of watching those two good boys. The good dogs. I'm not. We'll watch them all day. No more games, only dog stream. All right. Kuroneko breaking out the Slysssa again. Remember we had Slysssa for like game 1 and game 2 yesterday, and we haven't seen him yet ever since. I was a little bit shocked. I sat there and said, I never pick Slysssa. I think Slysssa is terrible. I am confused. Why are people picking him? And then no picks for like 12 rounds in a row. Now he's back again. Is that Varden for XQN? Yes. So we have... This lobby typically goes tempo-oriented yet again. When mechs are in, that kind of invalidates Murloc lines unless you get very, very, very good high rolls, like brand Murloc kind of lines. Like the shallow poison scam really sucks in mech lobbies. These kind of rock, paper, scissors, and die. Then you've removed the mid-game 3-star high roll off of Overseer, and you've taken away a little bit of like the late game blowout condition stuff with like Pirate Naga that we've seen a couple times recently. Overall, like dragons don't give a ton of direction right now ever since they nerfed the cheese line. So you're making an argument for like mech Murloc have the ability to win the lobby. Murloc super high roll, mech with its normal line. And then what did I miss? Where are my other tribes? Quillbore can do, you know, mid-game stat type stuff. We've no information here. Like, we can't cursor over anybody. I'd love to say what I think the gamble is, but like, if I can't cursor over the information on their boards, how the hell should I know? Fuck if I know, man. We're just guessing. Need to buff the late game somehow. It feels like you cannot compete with anything if you don't hit the nuts. For what? I feel like there's important information in this comment somewhere that is left out. Dragons. Yeah, I mean, dragons just aren't competitive against competitive players. That's all it is. Like, you can win out with dragons on ladder fairly easily still. But the top tier lobbies are too fast. Mechs are too strong. And your argument for like, I can play toward Calicos or something and take that level of risk when people are playing all mid-game tempo-oriented lines. It's a tough argument to make. And I agree. I think the first step to fixing demons is to remove Nadina from the game. That Nadina is too much of the power of the tribe. You need to design dragons that can be played standalone or like in pairs, and not be like dragons suck unless you get Nadina, and then once you get Nadina you're strong. So we end up in a position where like you have to play a weak composition looking for a 6-star to scale and then need a different 6-star to be able to play for tempo. It's just too hard to do mechanically. All right, well, lamps, Wonder Ball. I saw all kinds of cool things. I like YJMB's reactions. Me too. All right, I've got the list. I cheated. I brought it up. Kind of got a glance of what a couple people are doing. I won't predict for you. Not that we've really had the interface to predict. Matt's already taking Smoking Gun. Oh, I don't know this one. Sapphire, Evil Twin, or Cookbook. Spend gold is too expensive probably for Cookbook. Ooh, this is just bad, huh? 3-on-3 line for Galewing. Cards to hand is really slow, and Sapphire is just so low value here. Now you get it pretty quick though. So we probably make an argument for Sapphire. Guess he's going to take Twin. Same idea. That they're both pretty weak here. But it just can't be cookbook. It's too slow. 18 to hand for Evil Twin does give you direction. You just got to lose the mid game in the process. Sapphire gives you tempo, but you get to do it passively. So they're like, meh. One of them is a little bit faster than the other one that gives you lower value. The other one's a little bit slower, but it gives you better value. No pirates. What about no pirates? Give a dragon that guards treasure and gives you gold. Economy dragon. That'd be cool and all, but people wouldn't need to play dragons. They would just buy the card when it's useful. The only reason you play full tribal compositions is because synergy between cards. So like, yeah, you can have a cool gold dragon, but it doesn't make people play dragons. They will just buy that card. Think of like Reef Explorer. Or, shit man, a better example is like Warden of Gold. Warden of Gold is a card that everybody will pick up. It doesn't mean you're playing Naga. In fact, once you're playing Naga, you never play Warden of Gold. Bootlegger, same idea, yeah. They're rarely played in the actual late game composition. They're just useful cards in the middle of the game. And if you put economy on like Tavern 6 or whatever, then nobody cares. Because by that point in the game, you care about power more than economy. Alright, well Silas is going to 3. Has the ability to pick up 1 ticket here if he wants it. Just bad minions though. So we can go to 4 next turn, double sell, buy up a ticket, have 7 minions and discover a 4-star, but like look at your board. What are these? Why are there 2/2s on my board? Life sucks. Feels bad, man. Small taunt 3/3. Shows you how little people value Party Elemental. And I can't say that they're wrong here. Like, Party Elemental doesn't really do anything for you. Weighing a 4/2 Party Elemental versus just a 3/3 generic body that's a taunt. And electing to go with the 3/3 generic body. You need like scaling based upon Jumbo Dragons. Yeah, you need something that would make it more about the synergy amongst the tribe than the effect itself. But yeah, as long as Nadina exists, you can't have interesting dragons. That's the general gist of my problem with dragons. Because if there are interesting effects and good mid-game minions, then you add all Divine Shields on top of them and they're way too strong. And then if you don't get Nadina, then you're way too weak. Alright, Gallywix, burning all of his gold to go to 4 here. Always feels bad. Probably triple selling here to take the Recycling Wraith. Use the pair is useful, drops the 3/1, 2/3, and then plays Seer through. Gives you gold. Oh, what's his quest? I didn't see what his quest was. The Recycling Wraith's just a good card on Gallywix to increase the total amount of gold that you can spend each turn. Buying cards like Elemental or eventually Tavern Tempest. Generate a lot of net positive value. What's wrong, buddy? Lee's whining at me. Alright, I guess we're just going to sit here for the remainder of the turn. Production's getting a little winded too by the billionth game here. He's over there just kind of chilling. Alright, interesting. Good tempo start for Sleepy over here. Gets a hold of mid-game scaling off of the Smuggler. Decent amount of stats on the board. Not hemorrhaging too hard. Cool. XQN sitting pretty here. Mid-game value. To be fair, he's on 3. And the reason he's strong. Bofur, the Browns are so bad, I can't watch it right now. I'm working, bro. This be work. The triple into the 5 is going to dictate so much value. But yeah, the Browns are not great. It's hard being a Browns fan. Wonder Ball Online. Nomi. Unironic Nomi. It's Nomi time. This is Nomi time. Snap pick, baby. Unironic Nomi time. We're playing Varden. We have Wonder Ball. This is Nomi time. Varden very, very, very heavily favored from this point. Buddy, you gotta calm down. Calm. Well, he's all excited. This is what happens if I address him repeatedly in the stream. All right. Scabs board here. Apparently no respect. We're going to pick up a Mechano Tank, I guess. You don't care about blood gems here really that much. So you're just selling for tempo here. Gonna gamble, play a little bit extra tempo so you don't take too much damage. And pray. And pray. Should have taken him on your lap. I mean, Lee is 100 pounds. I cannot... He's not a lap dog. He wants to be one, but he's not. That's too big for lap. $100? Yeah. Lee's 100 and M's 75. It's hard to gauge how big the dogs are on stream. Because it's just like, you know, bed cam or whatever. You have nothing for scale. Lee's closer to 95 now. He was 105 at his peak. He's dropped to 95. He should be about 90 if he's not a little bit overweight. But M's 75 and Lee's about 100. Between 95 and 100. Alright, well. Is this a 5-star? Mirror board for Kuroneko. It feels like a 5. If it looks like a 5, it feels like a 5. It's not. And he's not taking the other triple either. What? Whoa. He's gonna stay on 3. And roll the board. I'd really like to see the end of Kuroneko's turn. But obviously, Lamp's interesting. There's just a lot of interesting things happening right now. We're popping off! Pilfered Lamps plus Theo, very strong.
Safety restrictions offline. For processing servos engaged.
I love it. Takes gamble, tries to guess, doesn't care about the blood gems. Keeping the pup bot on the board was interesting there in the middle. Knowing that you have the cleave, if you think you're strong enough, you probably should get out of the pup bot. Especially if you're going to take the ghoul at the end, because the card is low value. Now that being said, do you know that you're that strong? Not really. And just being alive a little longer when you're in a Pilfered Lamps type of position, it just makes a little bit of sense just to keep the minion on the board. Now, if he had like infinite time, I think that 1/3 probably sells the pup bot. But that is not how the world works. It's not infinite time. Alright, well. We have a dragon and we have a mech. You got an amalgam and a module. Alright, well, you can sell through. I assume you're going to sell through. And not gamble. And then keep the extra gold on the board. So his dog's weight is 45 kilograms. If that's what it with 100 pounds is. Sounds about right. Can't wait for America to introduce the Freedom Time unit. Yeah. That's what we're out of here doing. Freedom Time. We speak in random gibberish. Huh. Did not expect. Taking a 12/12 and a 6/3 body over the Divine Shield. I guess you view it as I'm going to module the Foe Reaper next turn? And if that is the case, you don't want to do it and play 6 minions at the same time? Interesting. Interesting. Because then it's susceptible to just be Leroyed or something. And you always go second. My board. Alright, pretty good fight for the Barov. For Yanas. Gotta have the fear right now. Yanas is in a position that he can run away with this game. On the other hand, so is Gallywix. And Matsuri does not have the lobby in check. If you are an XQN fan, you are rooting for this Matsuri gameplay right here. XQN just needs to get, what is it? 2.5 points to put the lobby in check. Matsuri wins and keeps the lobby alive. On the other hand, if you're rooting for any of the players, YJMB, Sleepy, or Yanas, this could be the end. Oh, dear Lord, XQN2. Now that being said, Wonder Ball plus Nomi scaling, does it outscale Gallywix Nomi scaling? Yeah, it's only one Nomi, but it's a lot of extra gold. Golden Brand, Golden Nomi, gotta live. Does it scale it theoretically? Yeah, but in the amount of time that you're alive in the game? Maybe. This is not a weak board. Or not a strong board. The Pentanomi ain't happening, bro. What are we doing? Unless you're selling Nomi, I think you're just buying the 1411 and putting it on the board. I mean, he does have one decision. We're just going to kind of sit here. Alright, takes a bumper. Plays Wind Furies early. Fighting the Silas board. The Silas has been losing. Like, this is a good round for XQN. He just needs like 3 turns to be as stable as possible. And he wins this one too. So, good feel right there for all the XQN fans. Looking good. Looking like the 2 strongest people. Both don't have the lobby in check. Looking good for the people that want to see more games. Pray for their Cycling Wraith? Yeah. I mean, pray for just like elemental board. Because mirror board's not going to do a lot with Wonder Ball. But Ellie boards are good. Unfortunately, Cthulhu dies, so does Silas. The Cthulhu long shot has not paid off today. The 10 armor shot. Alright, Varden with the double golden Nomi.
Let's make this spicy.
Let's make it spicy. Gets a Baron. Gets a blue shell. If he's going to hold it in hand. Let's make this spicy, dude. This is the way. I mean, there's a very real chance he dies. So, like, the Nomi's on the board here is potentially lethal. But my God, if you live by the Nomi, die by the Nomi, you're at 30. You're like, I don't die here, right? I just gotta live. that we tend to ignore as a community the short term when we get into states like this and say like, oh my god, I can win the game if I just live a couple turns longer, and then you just don't live a couple turns longer. So being strong for the short term, it's very much like a question I had on the YouTube video today, where somebody made a comment like, you know, we were in a Mech Murloc lobby, why sell Amalgam? And we had like that infinite Nomi board. It's like, I get in the long run you might get a poison and a divine shield for it, and it's a good card, but I'm not keeping a 20/20 on the board over like a 70/70 when I'm infinite. We can worry about that later. If we get there, we win practically every time if we just survive. We play to survive because we're infinite. Think he has the next lobby in check already? If he dies solo 8th here, or solo 6th, he does not. He needs someone else to die with him. XQN, that is, to put the lobby in check. He has, he's 2.5 points off. And you only get 2 points for solo 6th. We're not watching the combat, but everybody's anxiously holding their breath right now. Oh, he lives 5 health. Oh! You saw an update at the top. Drops him 30 to 5. There was a very real chance that XQN just dies there. Because this is the board he just fought. Think about what was on XQN's board with the Nomi line, and then what he has here. There are a couple, like, there's a 30 damage Divine Shield, an 18 damage Divine Shield, and like a 15-15, an 8-8, and or 2 8-8s. The only reason he didn't die is because there weren't enough stars on the board alive to do 30. It's very, very, very possible. If like the Theo lives, he just takes 30. The Mantid probably died. The Theo lived, maybe. The Mantid would have to probably live. Because you're talking about a 2-star existing on the board and a 3-star. Yeah, it's just not enough stars. You 100% lose, and it was probably like a slightly different board composition kills you.
Perhaps they need a lesson in pain.
I've never heard the voice line of Domo. Never play with game sounds on. Oh, I'm in the way again. Don't mind me. I'll move down here. Alright, let's look at the comparison boards. Alright, so we have double Divine Shield Poison Amalgams on the pseudo-infinite, not infinite, but pseudo-infinite Galliwix board, who's getting out of Nomi. Basically in a position here that he's just going to play for Poison, Divine Shield utility to try to beat what is going to be bigger statted boards. Yeah, that looks like a potentially dead XQN. The long-term value is good. He's not dead. Not necessarily. Because this 1-for-1s... Ooh, that is not the hit. That was not the hit. Now dead. The 120 value trades. I can move back. He had to kill, like, that was, I think that was about a 25% lethal, right? The 1-in-4 had to kill the little minion, and then the 115, 121 runs into the poison. Unlucky? It was unlucky. Now that is, it's the greed line, right? Like, you go for the Nomis, you go for the scaling, but you're going to lose in the short term in the process. The first person had a chance to lethal him, then the second person had a chance to lethal you. Now don't get me wrong, it doesn't mean it's the wrong line by any means. It is simply the part that we all tend to ignore when you're like, damn, we have like infinite scaling. We're just gonna be dead before we get to infinite scaling. Damn. So how many people in this lobby Legends is free to play? Probably nobody, considering that they are Blizzard accounts. How many people in the top 200 are free to play? There are quite a few of them, though. Who knows? Probably at least 0. That's all I can say with certainty. At least 0. All right, well, this board is not competitive. All right, so Galley's going away from Infinite to play immediate tempo, which is cool. Like, it's definitely the right read here from Matsuri. He's so good at these reads. Like, he went away from the scaling. He played to kill XQN. He managed to do so. On the other hand, if you are hoping there's another round, you sure as hell better be hoping that Matsuri wins this lobby, because Eastleaf does not look strong. And all 3 people with the lobby in check otherwise are still in the game. This feels like Janos should have a good shot at it, and then Matsuri should have a good shot at it.
Nothing scares me, except the mice.
Murkai? Maybe Pivot Poison? Ooh, he takes Foe Reaper. Well, that's interesting. Now the question is, will XQN's Ghost kill somebody? Very possible. That's a lot of stats. What beat it was Poison. Looks like YJMB will live, but that's definitely an L. %60 chance is the last game. This is the last game. Yeah, 60% from there, just from the number of people alive. It appears that XQN's Ghost did not kill anybody. Did not win. Damn. The revenge of XQN's Ghost would have been funny.
Still not dead yet.
Probably fought this board. Yeah. Did fight this board based upon the combat now. And this board just beats it too. Pretty heavily favoring favoring Janos at this point, probably. Uh-oh. Now XQN's board's gonna kill somebody. Uh-oh. Sleepy. He's not trivial.
I'll give you a good price.
There's no poison. It's rock, paper, scissors moments, right? The poison counters the elementals counters big stats. And this is just the stat board. Or whatever you want to call it, utility stat. Big stats being the elementals by that definition counters the utility board counters the poison board. That's a godsend, man. He probably realizes that he needs to damage control the Ghost. By damage control, I mean he has to win against the Ghost. I don't know if I'd be freezing gold. Considering that you're at 6 health. Well, XQN's only on Tavern 4. You could leave a 1-star alive and lose the round. Can they use the deck tracker to see the odds? Yeah. Yeah. Anything that's allowed on ladder outside of disconnecting is allowed in competitive. The only reason that they disallowed disconnecting was just because it breaks spectator. Or at least they did at the time. This is just kind of a scary mid-game transition out of the Gallywix. Matsuri needs a first to put the lobby in check, but every mid-game board he's fighting is like, I had to commit utility. Utility, utility, utility. Need the divine shields, need the cleave, need the things that allow you to trade minions more than 1-for-1. Wow. That could not go any worse still. You can see the frustration. How the fuck did this just happen? Thankfully, he still gets there, but like, holy shit, that was close. That's really funny. But Eastleaf is down. Matsuri, the only hope for the lobby. Matsuri must win for Lobby Legends not to be over. Sleepy and Yanas. Oh, Sleepy does get past XQN's Ghost. The combination of Evil Twin with the Mantid on the board was enough to kill the big elementals. But yeah, that was a scary moment for Sleepy. Yeah. Pilfered maps. Keep saying maps. I just have like Dora the Explorer on the mind. I'm the map. I'm the map. Pilfered lamps is a scary late game position. That is a lot of stats. Let's see Matsuri's board. Matsuri's board is still the poison scam. Like, he doesn't have anything else to do now. It's the 2 wildfires and the 2 divine shield poisonous amalgams and the golden selfless hero. Like, he really can't change his board at this point. My favorite 3 people remain. My favorites. Interesting. Matsuri, Yanas, and Sleepy. I always have a really hard time saying favorite when it comes to Lobby Legends, because there's like so many people that I know from this platform. That's a good hit for Sleepy. Wish he had 1 more gold. The big ass mech roll. Big ass mech roll. Gotta bring this one home. It's a very strong board. You love to see it. Team Sleepy. It's also a scary board. Good first hit for Sleepy. Bad second hit. It's close. He's got to like get really lucky into this mech roll here. Like that. And then to the right. And then, yep, that's it. That's the thing. That does allow him to live. That was the set of hits. Well, Sleepy should have lethaled him. Madge indeed. Great pivot from Sleepy. He was looking out of it there for a second. And this board is pretty much set in stone, right? There's not a lot you do from this position to pivot. You can put a poison on the board instead of the Nadina plus the whatever, a Wind Fury or something like that. Nadina's value is high, so is the Selfless Hero. Problem is, like, Nadina getting value when you have taunted Divine Shield Amalgams, it just loses to the cards that people are playing. You know, good cards. It loses the Leroys, it loses the Ghouls, it loses the... Like, you might get 1 reset off of it. You're basically arguing for a normal Selfless Hero on the board most of the time. Never cheered for someone harder than Sleepy right now? The comeback's impressive? Yeah, this is why we love this. This is why we love this game. Beautiful, Leroy. Snap pick that shit. That's mine. Problem is he can't play it where he needs to play it. You think his opponent is ghouling him? Interesting read. This feels like the end. Like, he's leading Leroy because he reads this as a mech board. The problem is it's not, like, the minions that you need to connect with Leroy are in the middle of the comp. Well, I mean, there's poison there. Crazier shit's happened. Alright, that's 1. I've seen crazier shit. I mean, if the Wind Fury connected with the mech roll and then the poison hit it, he gets there. Alright. Now go right, or go left. I don't know why I'm cheering for not Sleepy. I want Sleepy to win. I just wanted to see the scam happen, you know? I'm cheering for the scam. Damn it! Damn it! He got scammed. Yeah. That feels bad. Feels bad, man. You know me. I'm always about the... How can you possibly win from that position? Certainly not cheering against Sleepy. Only that's what you're actually doing, Bofur. You're a terrible person. Team Sleepy unite. Alright. Directly rooting against the member in the chat. Was not intended to be that way. It was like, how does he get scammed here? And then talking it all the way through. Alright, that Nadina's not bad. The problem is you can't play the Selfless early if you play Baron Nadina. We're just cheering for another game. Hell yeah, I am. Always. Secretly Team Matsuri. Like, if you try to play Nadina here, you need to play Nadina before Selfless Hero. And before Baron. Like, it might be worth the shot just to get the reshield. If you view this as the last round. Now, if you try to do that, the other thing that you could do is, like, just play Selfless before Nadina. And just say, fuck it, the Amalgam will be dead. But maybe it gets hit into, and then the dragon gets the reshield. Like, it's just better than that minion. Why play the elemental buff? You just have extra gold. Like, you're gonna float gold either way. So, like, this Nadina getting value here is so hard because of the golden Selfless Hero Baron. Well, that was the worst hit for Matsuri. Bro. Still gets there, though. Oh. Now, if he had Nadina and the Nadina and the Warden, what it was called, Glyph Guardian, swapped, he actually gets the tie. Team another round wins. Let's go. One more round, one more round. 5 people now, apparently, with the lobby in check, according to the color scheme.